What up, Sheriff? Yep, my wife and the guy she cheating on me with.
Really?
Who's he?
She ain't cheating on you.
Yes,
bro.
she is.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
she is.
talking to him.
Why she sneaking away with a guy she don't know nobody? She don't know you, right?
Oh, she know me.
I know she know you because she was at your house at 2 a.m. That's okay? Her sneaking over here is okay?
And I have 6 signs and 6 clear indicators that it's time to leave your marriage. What's up, everybody? My name is Mel, and welcome to Rejection is a Bitch podcast. I'm a master life and relationship coach, and I partner with divorcees that are facing rejection, and I help them discover true acceptance from within. And if you are a divorcee, if you are someone facing a rejection, this is the podcast for you. Be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all of my videos. Hit me in the comment section. Tell me how this video resonates with you. And be sure as well to share this with at least one person. And also, everything I offer with my coaching business is completely centered around those who are facing rejection. So feel free to hit me on my website, lifecoachingbymel.com. My email, melcoaching@yahoo.com. I want to be your coach. I want to be able to partner with you and get completely on the other side of rejection and having that full acceptance. But let's get into today's video. What I want to do today, guys, I want to show you one video of a wife being caught cheating red-handed. Because a lot of the sentiment, of course, around social culture and in our media or just in our day-to-day conversations, we talk about men cheating a lot. But I don't think we realize how equal cheating has been for a while. You know, it's not just, daddy don't come home and mama at home all day with the kids. Now, mama leaving the kids today too. So let's talk about that and bring a little bit of balance. But it's not just an attack on women. I want to be clear on that. I will never attack any group of people. This is more so of a conversation about cheating overall. And also, we will be covering in this video, when is the right time to leave a marriage? How do you know when it's time to leave that marriage? As a divorcee myself, I had to see the signs on the wall. I had to see the writing on the wall and realize, in the words of the great Rafiki, it is time. So be sure you stay to the end of this video as we discuss all the signs that it's time for you to go.
And the guy she don't know nothing about, this is him. What up, Sheriff? Yep, my wife and the guy she cheating on me with.
Really?
Who's he?
She ain't cheating on you.
Yes,
bro.
she is.
No, I'm not.
Yes, she
I'm
is.
talking to him.
Why she sneaking away with a guy she don't know nobody? She don't know you, right?
Oh, she know me.
I know she know you because she was at your house at 2 a.m. That's okay? Her sneaking over here is okay?
All right, first and foremost, we got these grown-ass people out here, midnight or whatever, in the midnight hour. In the midnight hour, in the midnight hour, in the midnight hour. In the midnight hour out here, acting like some teenagers. Think about this, guys. What makes cheating so difficult? If you watch my previous videos, you know I've done my thing. This is what cheating does for you. Cheating makes you be in the dark. Cheating makes you have to sneak away. It feels great. Because that's what you used to do with your spouse. You had a exciting time when you maybe met when you were teenagers and you had to, sneak off at your mama's house and, we meet in this alleyway and we, all that stuff. When you're in high school, you're young. It brings some youthful feelings out of you. We know this. But that should be a very clear indication of how wrong it is. The fact that you have to sneak away, be in darkness, be at a park at midnight or whatever time this is, should be a clear indication that this is wrong.
Where's our daughter?
She's at
Where's
my
our
sister's.
daughter?
She's at
Where's
my
our
sister's.
daughter? Because she out here with you, bruh.
She's at my sister's.
And why you all up on him?
I am here talking to him as a friend.
Mothers are leaving their daughters too. I'm sorry. We got this clear narrative about men leaving their kids, and the first thing women want to put in a man's face once he's caught cheating. Think about our kids. Ta-da. You got a woman not thinking about her kids. I know plenty of women who don't think about their kids while cheating, while messing around. How many of y'all grew up with uncles? I ain't saying I did. I'm just saying. A lot of people I know grew up with uncles and just strange friends, strange men around the house all the time. Like, dang, who is this random white dude with the red pickup truck? We ain't never seen this dude before, but hey, he always around. We got to call him uncle. A lot of women ain't caring about their kids as well. I'm not saying it's a worse or better thing for either gender to, go cheat and not worry about their kids. Both of it's wrong, equally wrong. But let's change that narrative a little bit about what men do to jeopardize their family as opposed to what women do. Then she's talking about, I'm talking to my friend. You're talking to your friend. With all the modern day technology we have, you can't talk to your friend on Skype. You can't talk to your friend on FaceTime. You can't talk to your friend any other avenue other than at a park in the midnight hour.
I said, why you all up on him?
I am here talking to him as a friend.
A friend that you cheating on me with.
Oh my fucking
You ain't got
God.
no business being with no dude this late. And he know that as a man. Bro, you know that.
Let me.
Right?
What
Am
you
I
got
right, though?
going on?
Am I right? I just want to make sure all us protected, man. Because she already done tried her nonsense. She been cheating on me before, and now she caught again, and she can't sit here and lie.
Now, as the other man, you got to feel kind of awkward. You're like, hey, man, I'm just trying to smash, the game. But you're like, man, what this camera going on? What you filming this for? And you hear him say, she's already did this to me before. I'm trying to make sure we're protected. When is the right time to leave? That's what you need to stick around for towards the end of this video. We can talk about that. There's obviously been more times than this that he had signs where he should get the heck up out of here. But he stuck around, took her back from her cheating before. How many people know that there's really no coming back from that? Like, do you realize how much a woman have to disrespect a man for her to cheat? Because if we keep it real, if you guys seen my Judge Lynn video a couple weeks back, she talked about this. There's a complete difference for how men cheat and how women cheat. Men are cheating completely from a physical perspective. There's a rare occasion that a man actually has an emotional attachment to the sex he's having, to the cheating that he's doing. Furthermore, he's not thinking about his wife, or it's not necessarily things that his wife did to push him to that. He's just trying to do his thing. He just fully focused on pleasing himself. Women, on the other hand, especially in a situation such as this, where you see them out midnight talking. They're not actually physically having sex. They're strictly talking. So this is an emotional connection that she has with this guy that's built up over time, and his end of the bargain. That's why I don't believe in platonic relationships, because the man's end of the bargain, he gets sex from it. Listen to her talk as long as she needs. We're going to end this night with some sex. That's just the way the cheating game works. Honestly speaking, that's the way relationships work. Marriage works the same way. But you didn't hear that from me. So that's the thing that you got to think about, ladies, when we try to do this comparison of men being more hurt for a woman cheating than when the wife is cheated on and she taking him back instantly. Because it's not the same dynamic whatsoever. For a woman, as far as to feel the same pain that a man would, if you found out we was taking our side lady on trips, or taking out to eat all the time, and you at home, never going out of town, never going out on a trip, or never going out to eat, never going on dates, that's the equivalent. Because there's an emotional tie, an emotional connection, and she's getting a part of your husband that you don't have access to. That's the equivalent.
Bro, y'all
I
are
didn't even
cheating.
know you existed.
So she didn't tell you.
Knocked on my door.
So she didn't tell you she was married.
Told me that y'all wasn't together.
You told him that?
I don't know anything about y'all, bro.
Women typically lie way better than men. Men, we lie. But our lies really don't last long. Because honestly, women are private investigators, period. A woman that's a side chick or a woman that's the wife, they all are private investigators. That's just the way it is. So if it's the side chick, she eventually going to look online. She eventually going to pull up your, credit score and all that stuff. She going to know everything about you while dealing with you. She may not ever tell you, but she knows. Men, we just happy to get something. Just be frank. Men just happy to get something with no strings attached, especially. We don't want to know. The more we know, the more our conscience get involved. We don't want that. We just want an unconscious nut. I'm just being honest. I'm just being blunt as can be. Men want an unconscious orgasm so we can get on about our business.
You ain't tell him nothing about 11 years. That's why your ring lost.
First of all, have you ever
11 years you've been married.
11
years you've been married.
Have you ever heard of a friend?
He ain't even a friend that don't even know you married. That you didn't know. You just told me the other day you don't even know him.
That's why I do not believe or support platonic relationships. I never will. There's nothing you can do to convince me, because I've been a platonic friend, quote unquote. I've been the dude that his girl was telling him, hey, we just friends. And I know what I was doing. It's against our biological nature to have intimate, close relationships with the opposite sex and not consummate that in some way. We have to fight against what we naturally want to do in order to make that work. So why would I put myself in that position? I don't do that. If I can't act upon what I naturally feel, why put myself in that situation? If a man not getting sex from a platonic relationship with a woman, what is he getting out of it? I just said, when women doing all this talking, that she can't do with her man. So yeah, the male friend can do that. Men are great listeners when there's an incentive on the end of that. So I'm sure you've heard it before, but let me tell you again. Women, if you have a male friend, he wants to have sex with you if you haven't already. When I was dating and the woman would tell me she had a male best friend, that was first off a red flag. But I would qualify the situation by asking a couple questions. I say, hey, have y'all ever had sex? If that's a no, Have he ever seen you naked? More often than not, they can't pass those two questions. If they do initially, eventually it comes out. There's no such thing as platonic friendships between male and females.
Why are you following me
You
around?
said you ain't know him.
How
Because
you
I know you
following me
cheating.
around?
Because I know you cheating. By the way, this is one of the places I like to come look. And I actually like to come sit here. Oh, yeah. I've come here plenty of times. I came here earlier.
Sure.
I was wondering if you, because you
Sure,
come to
you
Leonard Town.
come here?
So I know you. I knew you was going to be around here
You
somewhere.
don't know where I go.
I knew you was around here somewhere.
You don't know where I go. Are you
like,
done?
Like it's cool. No, I'm just making sure I got all the evidence I
Make
need.
sure.
So when you get to court, you
Make
can't lie no
sure.
more. I don't even know him.
Make sure.
So you her friend, but she don't even know you, bro.
Tell y'all this, man. It is probably no worse feeling in the world that a man can have when you see your woman looking at you like that in the face of another man or a situation that you catch her in. Whatever the case may be, it could be cheating, but it also could be any random lie she's told. And you catch her in it, and she's looking at you like, like you the scum of the earth, like she has zero. Matter of fact, she has negative. She's in a deficit of respect for you. There's nothing worse for a man to feel when you think about everything you have done for this person, everything you have sacrificed, or just period the many arguments you had of speculation of what they may be doing just to catch them in the same thing that they told you months and months, time again, that they're not doing. There's no worse feeling than that.
She don't even know you. A married woman out here this late, and she think it's cool. And you know it ain't cool, bruh.
Like I
11 years of being faithful to this woman.
I don't know
Retired
you.
from the military, bought a house in her
you not see people
hometown,
there?
moved here to be a good husband because she's from here. My family in Georgia, bruh. I moved here for her. Bought her a house. That truck she drove up here, you see you with? You know who bought that and made every payment on that motherfucker? Me.
I'm up here to see my
Because she a
sister.
gold digger.
I'm
Should've
up here to
spending
see
all my
my
money.
sister.
You ain't got no business being here with no other man. You a married woman.
I'm actually up here to see my
You
sister.
a married woman. You up here to see your sister. He don't look like your sister. Your sister house that way.
I'm in.
Your sister house that way. What you
And?
doing here with another man? And then you was all up on it. He a friend? You a married woman. You ain't got no business being here with him. And then I got to be the good person and not do nothing crazy. So I don't go to jail. Everything in me saying I should, but I'm not. It ain't even worth it, bro. If you want the hoe, have her. But that's what she is. You don't sit here and cheat on nobody who been faithful to your ass for 11 years.
All right. I know this man is hurt, right? But he said what he said. He said, if you want the whole have her, I'm done with this. He started backing up. You see, they ain't move at all. But once you start backing up, leave, bro. Just go. It's easy to say what you would do, when you're not in it. But come on now. Once you see that, go.
And you think it's fucking cool.
Who thinks it's cool?
You do, because you still here. Kind of fucked up shit is this, and he think it's cool.
I don't think it's
Bro,
cool.
you knew she was married. You knew when I came to your door she was married.
Yeah, then I knew.
And you still coming to meet her.
You ever
How many
have a
times y'all
friend?
done met since then?
None.
You told me
None.
you ain't know him. You said you.
None.
How many people live in your house, bro?
Just me.
Just you. Thank you.
Me.
How many people was there that night I came?
Well, just me.
And her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why was she in your house till 2 a.m, bro? Y'all wasn't having sex?
You got to talk to her about that.
If you guys didn't notice, she didn't move until the guy she cheating with moved. She didn't move out that spot. She was waiting for her man to leave so she can continue with this guy. And the other point, bro, you have all the evidence you need. And he made me think about what reasons he can give the judge and the court system regarding divorcing. Her being there with a man after you've caught her cheating several other times is enough for you to leave this marriage. So maybe he's trying to get them to voice exactly what they have been doing. But I want this to be a reminder that we don't need all details. It's like we are a glutton for punishment sometimes. Like we really want to know every detail to kind of dig into that rejection even the more. At some point, enough is enough, and I don't want no more. I'm good. I don't need the details. But again, if he's getting details only for the court system, salute to you, brother.
That's between you and her.
But y'all had sex,
Like I
right?
said, I didn't know you existed.
Oh,
until
thank you.
then.
But you had sex,
I thought
right?
y'all were apart. That's what I was
You thought
told.
we were apart.
That's what I was told.
You ever
You
have
told him we were divorced?
I
You
did
came
not-
home. And matter of
first
fact,
all, I
bro,
did not say
that
I was
night,
divorced.
she come home and get in the fucking bed with me. You know how disgusting that is? That's
You're
how nasty
lying.
she is. Did you not lay in the bed that
Do
night?
not talk to me.
Did you not
You
stay in the
are
bed that
fucking
night?
lying.
And I'm lying.
And why you
I'm lying. You the last person to talk about
You
somebody
got
lying.
something on my
You're
card.
cheating ass.
How are you following
You're
me?
cheating ass.
You are lying.
You're
You're
a fucking
such a
cheater
fucking
is what you
liar.
is. I'm a liar. You here with another dude.
Why are you following me
You here with another dude. But I'm lying. Because you're my fucking wife. And you ain't got no business being here with another man. And then if I mess your ass up, I'm wrong. And he know it. If I was to do something to your ass, because there's a lot of men right now that'll go home, get their gun, and blow your fucking head off. But I'm not that dude. I sit here and I know you cheating on me again with the same dude I caught you with, and I still ain't did nothing. I ain't did nothing to him because it ain't even worth it, bro. I know she lied to you because she lying to me.
If you ever been cheated on, if you ever been in this type of situation, you don't realize the rage that comes over your body when you see this. Like, you can honestly be so indifferent about your spouse and still, once you see something like this, like be so enraged. Like the amount of anger that comes through your body is immeasurable.
She's still lying.
First of all,
Bro, y'all might be friends in your mind. A friend you having sex with is what it is. And she gonna wait till I leave so she can try to tell you, oh, I'm sorry he came here. It ain't like that. It ain't like that. In the fucking truck I bought her.
I'm out of this scenario.
You see why you still here? You see why you ain't got in the car and went and picked up our daughter yet? This is the type of woman y'all dealing with. Judge, the woman is here with another dude, left her kid somewhere so she can come hook up.
And there it is. He was looking for evidence to get to a judge. Now, let's be real. He has to have this. Court systems are pro-woman. And think about it. Because of the way life was set up for America and the family was set up for America back in the day, we still have now these antiquated laws that are pro-woman. They don't look at America in the way that it should be now, which is equal rights for women. Women have just as many opportunities available for them in the work field as men do. They don't view it that way. They still view women as Mrs. Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver or Wheezy from the Jeffersons. They still view women as hopeless subservience to their husbands. So he's clearly getting the evidence he needs in order to prove to the judge that he's leaving this marriage for her infidelity and her wrongdoing.
That's my
So when we get to court, make sure you just tell him the truth. What's your name, bro?
Earl Young.
Earl Young. I already knew that. I'm sure she told you. I know that. I'm sure she already told you I knew that. Because I came by there and knocked another day. I did because I wanted to talk to you. But I knew she lied to you because she lying to me. That's what she do. You're caught, by the way. And you finna walk him to his car and tell him you sorry. So go ahead. Go ahead. You want to. Look where you at. You ain't got in your car and left. Go tell him you sorry.
Go tell who I'm sorry.
Go tell him you sorry, because that's what you want to do. Go tell him, oh, I'm sorry, Earl. I didn't mean, you didn't know nobody named Earl Young, though, right? You didn't know Earl. That's what you told me. You didn't know him. You ain't even know who the fuck he was. That's what you fucking said, ain't it? Ain't that what you said? You didn't know who he was. You didn't know who he fucking was. Get out my house tonight. To fucking night. Get out of my house tonight. Your car, I bought this motherfucker. Remember that.
Think about the things he may have been through with this lady. Think about all the nights of her telling him how wrong he is for accusing her or for not trusting her, for her just to end up doing this. Not to mention, if we can speculate a little bit here, think about the people that probably convinced him to come back to this marriage the first time when he found out she was cheating. When he left, he thought about, hey, I'm gone. And he had to come back because her mama said, you know, just give her another chance. You know, just, you all she got. Do it for the kids and all that stuff. Think about all the stuff people were telling him. This is why he's recording this. This is why he's talking with this much vigor and this much pain. And I understand somebody may look at this and say, hey, man, you ain't got to get on her like that. That's a female and all that. No. Look at what everything he's been through. He didn't touch her one time, but women have just as much of a right to be exposed as men do. We don't have no problem exposing men, but we have an issue when women get exposed. Now, even though I say all of that, I still don't view him as a victim. A lot of you may view him as a victim. I don't. Because he said even in this video, this happened before. This is not the first time instance. This is not something that is a spur of the moment. He's like, man, where my wife at? I got to find my wife. No. This is something that's been building up over time. As hard as it may be to hear, cheating doesn't just happen. Cheating is something that builds up over time. And ultimately, that person is responsible for their cheating and the actions and the physical things that they did. But we do have a part to play in the marriage being destroyed. There's a two-party system going on when it comes to our marriage. It's your part and their part. So whatever happens within the confines of that marriage does lead to certain actions. You are responsible for your particular actions. For this case, she gets the brunt of the responsibility because she did the most damage. However, there should be some form of acknowledgement from this husband of what he did to lead to that situation. That is, if he truly want to get over being rejected in this form. I'm not talking about taking ownership for her cheating. I'm saying taking ownership of your personal rejection story. If you want to get over this, you have to take ownership of what led to this, the part that you played. However small it may be, take ownership of that so you can fully move on. As much as I'm in the corner of divorcees, as much as I'm all for helping anybody that's facing rejection after being divorced, I'm 100% pro-marriage. If we could go above 100% on the scale, I definitely would. I love marriage. I'm all about marriage. However, there are situations where the marriage is beyond recovery. The issues are so daunting. The damage has been so much done that it's time to let go. And I have 6 signs and 6 clear indicators that it's time to leave your marriage. And I want to put this disclaimer out here. I'm not telling anyone to leave their marriage. I am saying it's time to evaluate what's best for you. It's time to evaluate if it is best for you to leave or if it's time for some counseling, some sit downs. Whatever the case may be, if you're facing one of these 6 things, it's time to do some sort of evaluation. Number 1 is pretty obvious. It's abuse. If you are being abused, that's a clear sign that it's time for you to leave. And this is physical abuse, sexual abuse, and also emotional abuse. That's one we don't talk about a lot. That's one that men face a lot. That once you receive that, it's time to go. If you feel some sense of controlling behavior, that neglect, or even when it goes to financial abuse, if you're feeling those things in your marriage, it's time to really address if it's time for you to leave this thing or not. The second thing is different goals or values. Now, we're not talking about, we like to eat different things or we like to watch 2 different things on TV. No, we're talking about actual things that eliminate productivity within your family, within your marriage. The things that you cannot move forward on the same page, meaning they change religions on you. They have different sexuality ideas, or you guys have 2 different views on how you want to raise children. There are various amount of categories that you may have came into the marriage at one point on the same page, but now they have a completely different stance and viewpoint where you can't move on with that. You're like, hey, man, this is a line in the sand moment for me. I can't move forward. I'm not being my complete self. I'm totally going against everything I am, everything I believe, based on supporting what your idea is. Those are the things I'm referring to. The third thing is stress. Now, you can go talk to your grandma, and she'll tell you that stress is the number 1 killer for anyone. I've seen situations where a couple is at each other's throat nonstop, and they take on all the brunts of those arguments and internalize it all and never voice it and eventually end up in a hospital bed. If you see things such as that, not saying necessarily being in the hospital bed, if you're seeing your ability to function is dramatically decreasing, it may be time for you to evaluate what is the root cause of that. And more often than not, our spouse or our marriage is the root cause. So if you see this is really affecting your health, this is something you need to go into evaluation about. Number 4, lack of intimacy. Now, this is a big one here because it's talking about true togetherness, true oneness with one another. This is more than just sex. This is all about how do we become one? We become one on an emotional level, on an intellectual level, a spiritual level, an experiential level. You're becoming one on all levels, and if you are not experiencing that, do you really have a relationship? Is it really real between the 2 of you if it's really disconnected on all those levels? I've heard someone say it, I'm sure you have heard it as well, that the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. If you think about the arguments that you may have had in the past with a spouse or a significant other, that hate that you share with them can very well be love as well. It's passion. It means that you either had or still have some sense of love for this person at one point. But having that indifference is clearly an indication that you have nothing for them. And I've been on the wrong side of that indifference. It doesn't feel good. It feels better when they're screaming at you than it does when they just say, whatever. So having this indifference in a marriage is a clear indication that you need to do some evaluating. Number 5, one-sidedness. One-sidedness is all about if you are the person that puts all the work in. There may be times through the years, hey, I got more strength than you on this time, and you got more strength than I do at this point. But if the entirety of the relationship, the entirety of the marriage is just one person doing everything, rather that be financially, emotionally, spiritually, experientially, if you're the person that coming up with all the ideas to do within a relationship, there's some indication that, man, there's something going wrong here. Of course, we all have our strengths and weaknesses within a relationship, but you want this sense of duality. You want this sense of give and take. You want this sense of we all are giving 100% to this relationship in order to make each other both fulfilled. No one wants to continually be the output and never get an input. Nobody wants to continually to give and never receive anything, especially when it comes to a marriage. So if you are experiencing this, it's definitely time to do some evaluating. And number 6, and this is actually the one I believe is all encompassing of the other 5, is the communication issues. I believe communication is the root of every issue that we have. And communication can vary, of course, but you want to pay attention to how you talk to each other. Is there respect within the tone of how we address each other? Are the things that's happening throughout the course of a week and you realize, hey, you didn't tell me this. Oh, hey, you never mentioned this to me. Oh, I forgot to tell you that. Those are the type of moments you need to realize, like, hey, man, we're not connected whatsoever. We need to address what's going on within this marriage. Are we really one? Are we really operating as one? Are we really functioning together? Or are we 2 separate entities just living in the same house? We need to ask that famous question that women normally ask. What are we? Are we really husband and wife? What constitutes who we are? What is our relationship really about? Are we just existing until we die? Or are we truly living as one, and do we want to fulfill our divine purpose? That's what marriage is about. So if you're facing any one of these 6 things, I definitely encourage you to evaluate within yourself first, and also you can talk to someone. Whether that be with a licensed therapist, if it's something that's rooted in the past that you need to uproot, or if you need help processing something for the future, you can speak with a professional coach. And that's exactly what I am. I'm a certified professional coach, and I specify in your exact situation. If you're looking to move forward from this divorce and face that rejection head on, I would love to be your coach. Hit me on my website, lifecoachingbymel.com. On my email, melcoaching@yahoo.com. Hit me in the comment section if you need to. Whatever needs to happen, don't miss this opportunity to get over your rejection now. You don't have to wait. It don't have to be a long, drug-out process. You can do it today. And I want to walk along that path with you. Don't be like the guy in this video where you're constantly receiving that rejection. You have to go to these lengths in order to get out of the situation. Make the best decision for you today. And we'll see you next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time for the next episode of Rejection is a Bitch podcast. Let's grow.